Hello everyone and welcome to the GameCola Podcast. This is podcast number 72. With me today is Jeff Nemeth, Joseph Martin, and Anna Bryniarski. Everyone introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Anna Bryniarski, and I am incredibly sick at the moment.
Hopefully you'll survive the podcast.
Yeah.
She passes out halfway through.
Hey guys,
it's like, is Anna still here?
In a while.
Joseph.
I'm Joseph Martin. I took a 5-hour nap today, so I've got more energy than I should have right now.
I should have taken a nap. That would have been a great idea.
I didn't mean to. It just kind of happened. I expected someone would wake me up, and then no one did.
So you took a 5-hour energy, you're saying?
I took a 5-hour...
form of a nap.
Yes.
From
that sort 4 to 8:30.
Oh, wow.
Alright, and I'm Jeff Nemeth. I watched Frozen for the first time ever today.
Oh.
How was it?
It was good.
Good. I love that movie.
Oh, and I also play Mega Man games on the GameCola channel. It's popular, and it's fun. So watch it.
Yes, visit our YouTube channel, gc.net.
We do have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Sponsored by the government.
That's the end. That's the end. You guys are already skipping to the end of the podcast.
Oh, it's the end of the podcast.
We can cut this out
bye,
and put
everybody.
it in the end.
So yeah, follow our Twitter and like us on Facebook. And Jeddy, do you have anything to add before we finish up?
Yeah, I think that was
Sum it up, just stalk
podcast.
us.
Speaking of Frozen, did you know that there's a Frozen Candy Crush game?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a review
on the review
website.
Yeah,
we have a website, by the way.
I just remember that we also have a review, but I have a friend who is obsessed with that game.
Really?
It's funny.
Well,
My
that's
mother
kind of
loves it.
expected. You take Candy Crush and combine it with Frozen. It's self-explanatory.
Are there any Frozen sort of console movie tie-in games?
DS game, I
Is
believe.
it a DS game? What's it like? Do you have
I have
any
no
idea?
idea. I don't have it. I just saw
It's
it.
like
and I
every
think
other
that's really
DS game.
Touch the
Okay,
screen
you
on the
can't
bottom
say
to do things.
it's called Lob's Quest.
Just touch one button, you win the game.
This is not how DS games are. Don't you even.
Half
I
of them.
actually found my DS under my bed when I was back home last week. It still doesn't work.
Hold on, I'm looking at the trailer. Oh, it's just a really floaty platformer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just a
It plays
floaty
the
platformer.
It's really slow. Oh my gosh, just looking at the trailer, the game plays so slowly.
I have a feeling this part's gonna get cut out.
No, this will probably stay in.
Oh,
But
Oh, hey, look, there might be another one.
I mean, we are talking about video games.
Yeah, we are. There might be another one. Wow.
Do they
I'll
make?
call you.
Does Disney make big tie-in games anymore? I know they used to.
I thought they were
oh man.
destroying their Disney Interactive department.
Oh, they're getting rid of that. Well, they have. Maybe they were just trying to take that one game. What is it? The one with where you buy the
Yeah,
characters.
Infinity or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they might be just trying to make that the one game that they work on.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what Disney is doing, because I'm partnered with Maker Studios on my own personal YouTube channel, and for some reason I've heard they got bought out by Disney as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So yeah, there we go. I'm a partner of Disney. Yay.
So then, GameCola is now a subsidiary of Disney.
Yay.
The thoughts of this GameCola podcast are in no way, shape, or form subsemental to what Disney thinks about anything.
But Disney used to make I have Mickey Mouse games and
Oh, yeah, they had
there were
that.
there are Aladdin games that are really popular. They had some really popular games back in the day, and now they don't. I can't it's not that I think they're bad. I just can't really think of any off the top of my head.
Speaking of lag, can we discuss something?
No.
I want to discuss. I've seen this in Dead or Alive 5, but is there any other games out there that actually simulate lag on purpose, just for purposes of training and actually being good at the game?
Not that I know of.
Never.
There's what is it? I think is it Saints Row or or it's either like Saints Row or GTA whatever or something like that. Where
It might
like,
be Saints Row 4 or GTA 5. I haven't
there's, like-
played either.
there's like one thing you're like taking out, which is the game where you take out like rival gangs around everywhere.
That probably sounds like Saints Row.
Well, I think it might be the third one, and like one of them is like you like go and play a virtual reality game, and it has like lag and like frame skipping in it, like built in.
Yeah, that's Saints Row 3. I know it also has like a firewall and stuff.
And it's like, and I heard a review of it, and it's like, I get the idea of what they're trying to create, but this is just as annoying as if there was actual frame rate drops and severe lag. It's not fun.
Making it purposely.
Just because you do it on purpose doesn't mean it's fun.
No, sorry. It just reminds me of, I've been going through my like old VHS tapes that were in the closet, and like I kind of like the quality of the VHS tape, and there's apparently like a subgenre of music where people try to make music videos and stuff that built into them have like tape wobble and stuff, like it affects the sound of the music as if it was recorded on a VHS tape. Like they do it on purpose.
Okay,
Well,
then.
AVGN in one of his last videos he made a fake trailer for the game he was playing. He was playing, I think it was Big Rigs or whatever. I know the game, I just forget what it's called.
Yeah.
The one where you can like drive backward and you like can have infinite speed.
Yeah, Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. We recently had a classic cola of that review.
But he at the end he made a fake trailer for it, and he like made it look like it was like recorded on a VHS tape and everything. He used special effects to like make it kind of fuzzy and everything. There's been a lot of like retro callbacks happening lately.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like almost concerningly a lot. Like I'm a Mega Man fan. I'm usually a decent advocate of, if it's the same game but you've changed the levels a lot, I don't mind, because I liked the last one, and adding more levels to the last one is, if it was good, is fine with me. But like, and I've been like an advocate of that, like through New Super Mario Bros. Wii and like New Super Mario Bros. 2 and like all the Pokemon games. But now it's getting like, even I'm like, okay, this is a little ridiculous, because it's not even just game. Like, we've had Wind Waker HD, which is just Wind Waker, which is a good game, but they didn't change anything, which I think is a little weird, but whatever. If people enjoy it, people enjoy it. Then apparently Yoshi's Island was the new one, the 3DS one. Yoshi's New Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had a chance to play it, but people are saying that it's like exactly like the original, and that's apparently a bad thing. And I don't understand that. And I really need to. Even though people have been saying that they don't like think the game is worth picking up, I have to pick it up, because A, Yoshi's Island is my favorite game, and B, I have to understand why the game is the same as the last one is a bad thing. But they're making like, they've started working on The Incredibles 2 and Cars 3. That's like weird. And Nathaniel on his blog also posted like a bunch of stuff that was like being worked on in the movie realm, like Star Wars 7 and all of that. Like, it's getting a little ridiculous, I think, with all the callbacks.
Well, did you see the news post I posted like a week or two ago about?
I might not have. A week or two ago was when I was finishing up my my show. I was in Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
And
love that show.
And it was like crazy hectic, and I just like missed out on a lot of stuff.
Well, did you?
Is it Kunio-kun Ghost Fantasy or Shaq Fu? Oh, Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn.
Yes, that one.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. Shaq Fu.
I did see that.
A Legend Reborn.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's
Like, what is this? Like, why are we doing this so much?
Why do we need a sequel to Shaq Fu?
Like, I liked Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
Was a great game, or is a great game. I gotta remember the GameCola rule handbook. Just because it's older doesn't mean that it's no longer is good. It's like one of the first rules.
Yeah.
It is a good game, a great game.
Yeah.
And but it was like really different. I mean, like it was as different as it could be.
Yeah, like it was a new game, even though it had the old characters.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's because like there wasn't a sort of Kid Icarus before. There wasn't a pit. Like he was a character, but like he didn't have like traits or personality.
Yeah, well, he was just,
and like all of the world was just sort of speculation.
Yeah, like whatever you read in the manual was about as much story as you got.
And then it takes it, like it develops like a whole world. And I realize like playing it, I'm playing through it again and realizing like the experience of going into like a new world where like different things can happen and like stuff you don't expect.
Yeah.
Like in Metroid, you'll always expect that at some point you'll fight Ridley. In Mario, you'll always expect that there'll at least be some mention of Bowser in a certain capacity.
Yeah.
And Princess Peach. Or it's like expected. But with this, like you didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I do think that though I like playing like older games or games that call back to other ones, that idea of not really knowing what you're getting into is kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it does bring up like a good question about, how much should change if they do a reboot. Like, how many of the original characters and like how much of the character design and stuff should be copied over? Should it be entirely the same gameplay, like when they brought the classic Mega Mans back, or should it be, something entirely new and different?
I thought X did like a great job of.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like Mega Man X did a great job of taking what was good about Mega Man Classic, and then just making a new game out of it. They took like the basic things, like the good controls and the boss order stuff. Those are like the two main things that make a Mega Man game good, and then they've just built up from there. So I'm surprised more games don't like take a Mega Man approach to it. I'm surprised like that didn't catch on, because like there are other games where like you can choose which stages to go to, but in the end it doesn't really like affect like your game at all. It's just like, oh, you could play level 2 before level 1.
Yeah.
Even though level 2 is harder. Like Mario Sticker Star does that. Where you can play the levels out of order, but like there's not really a point.
Well, Link Between Worlds is kind of like that, except the only thing it really does is change the story around, so like certain things happen then, but it doesn't really change.
You get like certain items though. Like if you beat a dungeon, you like rent an item, and then if you beat a dungeon, you like get to
if you
keep
beat
that
item.
So
it's just a matter of preference. Like say, oh, I want the sand rod. So
right,
you
but
want to go for that dungeon first.
I'm assuming that the game is designed well, because I assume that like the games are designed around, hey, if you have the sand rod, it'll be easier in this spot, even in dungeons where you don't need the sand rod to complete it. But like you can use it and it'll help you. Like you can play a Mega Man game and just use the Mega Buster. Mm-hmm. You can do that, except in the castle stages eventually though. So even then it's just like utilities that you have to use. But the idea is you don't have to use these weapons. You get to choose to use them. So like in Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds, which I haven't played.
I think for Nathaniel, he doesn't really have a choice. He just does it.
But with Link Between Worlds, like say you get the boomerang is helpful outside of whatever dungeon you'll need the boomerang for, because you can throw it at people and stuff. And that's like, but like say the original Legend of Zelda, there was some variability in which dungeons you went to, but there wasn't really, because like a lot of the time you couldn't get the extra stuff without having gone to the other dungeons first, or there wasn't really much else that you got. And the dungeons were very clearly, number 1 is the easiest, number 2 is the next, number 3 is the next. And by the time you get to where it's hard enough that maybe one would be more difficult than the other, you can't really go out of order.
Yeah.
I think you can really only go out of order with the first 3. And then after that, it's pretty much you have to go in order. Unless you want to do a lot of backtracking.
Hey, backtracking's fun. Remember Castlevania 2?
Is there a game where backtracking is fun? And I'm trying to think, because there has to be.
Dare I mention Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Stop.
Or is that like a perma-no?
Well, I mean, I recently reviewed Dragon Warrior, and I mean, if you're into like old Japanese RPGs, I did sort of enjoy that they had you like. I feel like most RPGs that I play, every town has a single use. You go there the one time that it's like in that part of the story, and you never revisit it again. And in Dragon Warrior 2, like you were sort of required to go back and forth, and like you go to the town and you get some stuff, and then you go someplace else, but then you get a key so you can go back to the town and open the doors that you couldn't get before. Like there was like a reason to go back.
Yeah, because I know I had the Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 remake on the Game Boy Color,
Yeah.
and every time I played it, and the first one, I managed to get through like 1 or 2 different spots. I sort of knew what I was doing. And Dragon Warrior 2, I was like, what do I do? Where do I go?
Yeah, it's definitely
I have a map.
it's definitely
Am I looking it upside down?
much more expansive, and there's a lot more exploration and like trying to figure out like I have a boat now. I can go anywhere in the world.
That's what I did in Dragon Warrior 1. I found the boat, and then, well, I had the little map in the booklet, but I tried going all the way to the left. I kept fearing for my life that I was going to fall off the edge of the earth, because I don't know why I thought there was an edge of the earth in that game, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different story. But I couldn't, like, reach the other side of the map.
Well,
I didn't know where to go. I was so lost.
you might have just hit one of those spots where like you were out of visible range of any of the continents. So if you just continue going in one direction, you loop around and never see anything.
But I don't like One Direction. That was a bad joke.
Back streets back. All right.
Don't even get me started on that.
But I like Mega Man X. Like I love Mega Man X as much as the next guy. But this is one point, and I don't know if people never like really seem to get what I'm saying by this. And I don't know, maybe it's just a stupid opinion. But one of the things I don't like about Mega Man X is that you can't get 100% in the game without backtracking.
I haven't played all of it, so I can't exactly say anything about it. But I do
You-
have a
you know
complaint
what?
about that game.
You know what?
What?
Challenge accepted.
Well,
you
no,
can't.
because like you have to go get certain
It's-
items to like go
Like
back.
the way that the order goes, like just the simplest one I can tell you is you'd have to go to Flame Mammoth stage before you went to Chill Penguin stage, and you can't get
So?
everything in. You can't, and you so there's Flame Mammoth gets one of the heart containers in Chill Penguin stage, but Chill Penguin gives you the dash, which lets you get pretty much everything in Flame Mammoth stage. So you can't do it. And it's not that the Hadouken is different because that's like an Easter egg almost. So I don't mind that you have to like do something wacky to get that. That's cool. I like that. But just the idea that I can't, like in Mega Man 5, all of the little extra things you could get, the idea was to sort of challenge you how you would do stuff without special weapons.
You
See,
know,
it was all based on utilities that you would already have. In Mega Man 6, you could do it in an order that would keep you from getting everything, but you could play it in an order that meant that you didn't have to backtrack.
going back to that Mega Man X thing, I never really thought of it that way. My life has changed.
Yeah.
I should go watch Frozen again.
But my complaint about that game is the chameleon boss. I don't like him. That's my
Why?
only complaint, Ian.
Why
Because
you hating on Sting Chameleon?
he's annoying,
He's
and
my
I'm
bro.
really bad at video games, and he is not helping in any way, shape, or form.
He's kind of easy.
No.
You gotta find his pattern.
Nathaniel, back me up on this.
He's got a pattern thing going on, but it's not a like super consistent pattern. But you gotta play it a lot because it took me a long time to get it. But once you sort of get it, I don't know what your Mega Man experience is, Anna.
This is the only game I've ever played.
Okay.
Let's just say,
so I don't know.
I mean,
I was just gonna say because I was gonna compare it to other bosses, but
yeah, sorry.
that doesn't help if
Does not work.
I mean, this is GameCola, so the expectation that we have 2 people on the podcast who have played the same game is shocking enough. So don't expect 3.
You know, while we're on the topic of that, we should just go along and say what our most difficult bosses are in the Mega Man series. You know, since Nathaniel isn't here, we might as well make a dedication to him.
My most difficult boss, like with or without a special weapon.
Either one. We can also count the X series.
I've only played the first X game. I didn't get the other ones, but hardest boss. I'm going through them all in my head right now. Mega Man 1, if you have the weapons for all of them, they're all pretty straightforward. Mega Man 2, Man's okay. Crash Man, okay. Metal Man beats. Oh gosh, Mega Man 2. One thing I don't like about Mega Man 2 is that it doesn't have like a strict boss order, which is how I remember all of the bosses in each game. So there's Metal Man, Flash Man, Crash Man, Air Man, Quick Man. Quick Man is he's hard without, but he's not that hard if you can whittle him down with the Flash thing. Is there a boss that I always have trouble with? I feel like there is.
Bubble Man? Crash Man, he's definitely my hardest boss.
He's really hard without the air.
I have a sarcastic one. Metal Man with the Metal Blade.
Wait, on easy or hard?
Either one, because if you use the Metal Blade on Metal Man, you can kill him with only 2 hits.
If you play on easy, it's 1.
Oh my god.
Oh, but okay. So Mega Man 2 has normal and hard mode, right?
Yeah.
Normal and difficult, I think is what they call it. But difficult is just the Japanese game, whereas normal is the adjusted game to make it easier, right? So if you play it on normal, have you really beaten Mega Man 2? Is my question.
I talked about this in my playthrough on my personal channel, because I was like, yeah, for those of you who beat Mega Man on difficult mode, congratulations, you just met Japanese standards. Good for you.
But it's like, because I'll see people who would talk about how easy some of the bosses are in Mega Man 2. Mm-hmm. And then I'll see them, and they're playing on, like, normal mode. I'm like, okay, like, that's not normal. I feel like normal mode isn't really, like... And I'm not saying that you should never play Mega Man on normal mode, because I played Mega Man 2 on normal mode when I first got it. But, like, I don't know, I feel like if you haven't beaten it on difficult, you haven't really... You're missing out on a lot of the challenge. Because, like, Woodman you can take out in, like, 2 hits with the Metal Blade, or 1 hit with the flame thing, Heat Man, weapon. Quick Man, I think you can get almost all the way with, like, the flash thing, and, it takes a couple shots. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it should be easy.
Feels normal, like you're not beating the game on normal mode.
But I feel like that's being, like, condescending almost. Like, you're a true Mega Man player if you haven't beaten it on this and such and such.
That would have been funny if they added it at the end credits after you beat it on normal mode. Congratulations, now try and beat it on the normal difficulty. AKA difficult.
Like you get back to the title screen and it changes it to easy and normal.
I'm just, like, thinking of the games that I played. I think it was Gradius, where I played it, and, at the end, all it says is, like, hey, thanks for beating the game, now try on hard mode. And so I beat it on hard mode. And all it says is, thanks for playing, now try it on hard mode. Like, I just did. Like, is this it?
What do I do now?
Yeah, like, what is... Like, did I miss something? Oh, you jerks. Like, why did I play it on a hard mode? I'm never playing you again. I'm glad I
Now, I have a question for everybody, though. Who here's played Mega Man X6?
No.
Okay, so I can't mention my hardest boss. Well, I guess I can for all
We
our
can
viewers.
talk about it.
Like,
We'll sympathize. We can't empathize, but we can sympathize.
Yeah, I suppose I could try and, like,
is it like
describe how he is.
Porcupine or something? Like, what?
No!
I don't know anything about Mega Man. I just... Is that a real thing?
Juice Beetle.
Juice Beetle.
Like wind, bird.
But no, I'd have to say my most difficult boss in the entire Mega Man series is probably Infinity Mahinian from Mega Man X6.
Just making it up.
Gesundheit?
Yeah. Just making these up.
Nah.
I think Porcupine sounded more realistic.
But basically,
I like Porcupine.
basically, Infinity Mahinian is like a robot that can copy itself and using like cell stasis to like or clone himself.
Okay.
He can use double team.
Sure, we'll go with that. But he also like releases this like cellular stuff, and it like spams the
Zoom
boss
type?
area. I don't sneezing.
What's
Forget it.
cellular?
Okay, just
cellular.
Sum it up.
Cellular.
It's a difficult boss. Watch a video.
I'm trying to think of what are some difficult boss battles.
Spark Porcupine. Jeddy, that's gonna be in your next game.
Yes. Actually, sorry. I've always had this idea of making like a Mega Man-esque sort of game, except instead of being a man, it would be a cat, and Mega Gigatera Peta. So it would be
Neko Man.
Well, it would be Peta-Cat.
I like it.
But see,
That is
I don't know if
Jeddy, that idea is perfect.
Thank you.
God.
Thank you. But
Jeez.
what was it? I
hope you make the meowst of it.
Puns are awesome.
I'm so funny. I should be on Cat Per Day Night Live
what?
instead of Saturday Night Live. Cat Per Day Night Live.
That was stretching it a bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you tried.
It's okay.
You paid
I was stealing it from someone else, anyways.
Okay.
It's okay. He might want a Magnum. Might take it back.
Wait.
Pokemon.
Yes,
Yeah. I should keep my mouth shut.
that was better. Okay,
I
Jeddy,
could
go.
choose you.
Go.
Okay, the thing is
go,
that I don't know
go,
if I can have
hurry.
Spark Porcupine because I was planning on having all the enemies be dogs.
Oh.
I mean, maybe I could,
Spark Dogupine?
All dogs and one porcupine.
Well, I was thinking of having like, Hot Dog is the like flame enemy, like the flame boss. Like,
Hot Dog.
like,
Chili Dog.
Top Dog. Like, I have a list around here somewhere. Hold on.
You could have Hot Dog and Chili Dog.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Hot Dog.
I think there was maybe. No, hold on. Where is it? I have.
You're the man now, dog.
I don't think I. Here we go. Okay. Veggie Dog, Guard Dog. Guard Dog would be the one with the shield. Guide Dog would have like homing missiles. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There was Yo Dog, which would have like a yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
Top Dog.
I like that one.
Top Dog would be like Top Man. It would have a useless spin attack.
Top Dog. Did you have Chili Dog?
No, I don't. I mean, but I feel like that's like too similar to Hot Dog. But Chili Dog could be the ice one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
I can't think of corn. There's Corn Dog, but I think that is, at that point you are pushing
He just
the
shoots corn at you.
Corn Dog.
Yeah. I want to see that attack in a game where someone just like throws corn at you. Please tell me
Castle
there's a game that
Crashers.
does that.
There's got to be a game with
There
a
has
pop
to be.
boss at least.
There you go, Castle Crashers. They have a boss where you have to fight a ear of corn.
Alright then.
Close
I
enough.
will look into that.
The internet.
Oh, is that what
Think
we're
of-
on?
No, we're on the internet too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
we're on Web 2.0.
What would that even be?
Web 2.0?
Like, someone should do that, and then we'll figure out what that would be. We don't have to
Type in-
use it.
It's
We
a
don't
type
have
of
to use
internet
it. I just,
that drags
like,
you.
want to
Internet
know.
Explorer that doesn't lag.
Well, okay, there is internet or IP version 6, if you know anything about that.
And I have no idea.
Okay, here
I know IP is an internet thing, and that's
Sounds
about it.
familiar. I probably know absolutely nothing about it though.
okay, here's the deal. I originally, and like this was like about 10 years ago now, when I started college, I was going for networking. And so the big deal at the time was they were like, yeah, they're finally going to like push through IP version 6, and like most internet stuff is on like version 4. So like whenever you see like 192.168.0.1 or whatever,
Yeah.
like that stuff, that's IP version 4. And there was this
Okay.
weird like A0::00:00 like 2B:85 would be your new IP version 6 address. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
But apparently the thing is that like IP version 4 only has like a few million like unique addresses, but IP version 6 would have like some number of trillions of like
So is it going from decimal to like hexadecimal?
I mean that's part of it. Like in the like computer back end it doesn't like really make a difference. But
Right.
the thing is that it had a bunch of new protocols and like it was, more efficient, and like it had, way better accuracy of like determining who's getting stuff, and like every device on Earth could, have its own unique address. And keep in mind that they were like, yeah, this is like finally like in 2004 or whatever, it was already something that was like solidly established, and they're like, yeah, we're going to go through with it. It's 2014. Like it has never been implemented.
I guess because everyone's just stuck on the old system.
I'm not even like, I mean, pretty much that's it, is that like there's so much hardware in place that runs off IP version 4, and you would have to have like the content would be separate. Like it's a separate system. It operates its own. And
So like it would work on like you would only be able to connect to other things that use it.
yeah, so like you wouldn't be able to click a link from an IP version 6 website and go to an IP version 4 site. Like, I mean, they probably could make like
Conversion somehow.
yeah, well, just like a link that says like, hey, this link is going to an IP version 4 site. Open it in an IP version 4 window and load it through IP version 4. But I just think it's funny, the concept that like
It was so much better, and
yeah, well, like Internet 2.0 has technically been around for like 15 years, just that no one's ever gone on it.
so okay, this is something that I don't understand why it hasn't been fixed yet. So like, why is it so hard to just make a server in a video game? Like if you want to play multiplayer, like you have to do all this wacky stuff to get it to work.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why like it doesn't just happen now. Because like Minecraft like is the simplest game in the entire world.
Yeah.
When it comes to like how it's built, like it's almost designed to be easy to mod.
Yeah.
And like, but like I can't just click it has be a server, and then you can like download the server software and boot it up, and then you'll turn on your Minecraft and you'll connect to it and you'll do local, and you can do that just fine, but like it's impossible for anyone else to get on.
Yeah.
You have to do all this wacky stuff. I don't get why that's such an issue.
Well, going back onto the topic, they also fixed it recently. Well, they're in the process of working on it, but it's in, I think, 1.8, where they're releasing this thing called Realms. And it's like a personal server that you can get for like your friends, and it will instantly be set up for you.
Is it isn't that one of those servers that you buy though?
Yeah, that's the downside though.
Yeah, I mean those have always been around.
Well, I mean,
but
keep in mind that like there are games. I mean, when you play StarCraft or whatever, when you hook up a game there, like it's sort of chaperoned through BattleNet or whatever, but it's running off of your computer.
Right.
So like
why
there are games.
Why does it need to like run? Why does it so like my computer won't just? Why can't I just set up the server?
Yeah.
And then like just run the server program? Why can't my friends just connect? Like, because that was like a big problem when we were playing Terraria for the GameCola channel. That's why we didn't keep doing it, which is because it's such a pain to set up the multiplayer.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to keep in mind that like if you just have a thing that's open on the internet, then everyone has access to it.
Yeah.
Like there are like security issues and like making sure the connectivity is good and that your computer can actually handle like both your connection and your computer can handle processing all this stuff and sending the information to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But
so, we live in the future.
It's true. Like
we have cell phones that connect to space. I want to be able to play Minecraft with my friend who lives like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Apparently that's too hard for us.
I'm just remembering back in the days of dial-up, like trying to have like a LAN game for like Doom 2 or for like the original Warcraft or something, like a multiplayer game on any of those.
That sounds like impossible.
It was an interesting experience.
You can do LAN GameCube, can't you?
Can you?
Apparently. I think you can. I think you can get 2 GameCubes connected with a LAN connection.
I never had a game.
Because you can do Mario Kart Double Dash with 8 people, I know, if you use 2 GameCubes. But I remember when it was a big deal when they came out with a wireless adapter for the Game Boy Advance, which was essentially it was a link cable, except you just put this like semicircle thing on the back of your Game Boy.
Yeah.
And it connected to the link cable port, but it sent out a wireless signal.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could like even get any further away than like a link cable will let you get without losing connection. Yeah. But like you didn't have to have a cord.
Wow. And
it was so amazing. And like it also, you couldn't charge it while it was doing that because the thing like took up the whole back of the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
But then, they came out with the DS and you could do that whenever you wanted.
Yeah.
That
was
pretty
built
awesome.
into it.
Yeah.
I remember that like that was a big deal. And nowadays like it's just assumed that you can connect. But it was like a big, like with the DS you could play like if you had a game, and sometimes if you had a game you could like connect to someone who didn't have the game and they could like still do multiplayer with you in some capacity on certain games. Like Mario Kart, you could play Mario Kart with 8 other people who had DSs even if they didn't have the game.
Yeah, but I know the limitation on that was you had a certain character that you had to be. I think it was Shy Guy.
Like, okay, whatever. Like, the characters don't even change that much in those games.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just remembering when we got the Game Boy and the concept that you could hook 2 Game Boys together at all. We could play Tetris against each other.
Let's see. I mean, that's why Pokemon was like built almost around the idea that people would have to connect their Game Boys to each other.
Yeah.
And that's sort of ever since Pokemon's been sort of the thing that gets the wireless capabilities going. But like now, like in Pokemon, they've got the GTS, the Global Trading Station, where you can trade with people on the internet.
Wonder Trade.
And then Wonder Trade is the one. But GTS is where you put a Pokemon up and you offer it for something. You offer it for another Pokemon.
Yeah.
So GTS is where you get all the good stuff, especially when you decide to import your Pokemon from Ruby and Sapphire and then try and trade them. That is how I managed to get like 6 Giratinas because I tried to trade my Numel from my Pokemon Sapphire version. Don't know why, but okay.
I mean, it's like an economy almost, because it's like some people they value a Hoenn Pokemon that they can't get in their game without like owning a 3rd gen game and like pushing it through. They value that more than they value a Giratina that they can get like on just multiple playthroughs of Platinum.
Well, even if you could always just use Action Replay, it's like, oh, I just got rid of my Giratina. Another one.
Well, they try to. I think the GTS has at least some minimal like just hacking the Pokemon into the game thing.
Yeah, but that's the part I don't get, because, I mean, you could very well just go to somewhere else and get a Numel easily. That's like saying, hey, do you want this Giratina? Nah, I'm good. I just want a Caterpie. I'll trade you a Giratina for a Caterpie. No.
Well, in Wonder Trade, though, Wonder Trade is where you put up a Pokemon and it just gets traded with something else, and you don't know what you're going to get back. But you put it in and it trades with someone.
5 Weedles.
Yeah. I haven't ever actually gotten like a Weedle. I think once I got a Japanese Pidgey once. I kept that. But I've gotten I got a Growlithe once, I got a Mareep once. And Ampharos is one of my favorite Pokemon, which they gave a Mega Evolution to, which is super cool.
Well, that's the weird part, because that's all I've ever gotten in the GTS was legendaries, and I'm trading like simple stuff here. Like, I could trade a Caterpie, a Numel, a Wailmer, a Wingull.
Well, yeah, it's easy to... People can, like say you have Platinum and Diamond, right?
Yeah.
If you replay Platinum a lot, every time you can take your Giratina, put it on that Diamond again, and then reset the game. When you play through it, you can just trade it back and forth, so you can get up like a backlog of them.
Yeah, but think how easier that's going to be now with the Pokebank. Especially with all the new generations. You could very well just like redo the whole games over and over and over, just make a big stash of all the legendaries.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because you wonder if they'll like depreciate in value. Because now it's like event legendaries that are like the rare commodities. Legendaries that were only available for a certain amount of time. Those are like, those are considered like valuable. It's interesting how like a whole market like is developing. But like there was also like, in Black and White 2, there was a thing where there was like this marketplace in the game, and it got more and more developed if you did more GTS trades. So what they developed, like people developed this system where they would just go out and right by like the GTS is this like place where you can get a bunch of Magnemites. Like Magnemites pop up, and if you use a Magnemite with Sonic Boom, it like you usually will get the other Pokemon at the red because Sonic Boom does static damage. It always does 20 damage, so it won't kill the Magnemite. Then you can just use a repeat ball on it, and it catches it really easily. And so people would just be trading Magnemites back and forth. It was called the Magnemite Exchange. And they would just do that to rack up their trade points because both people benefited from it. Yeah. And it was a really easy way to do it. And it was very clear Magnemite for Magnemite. Yeah. And so like if you went on, because like the Pokemon website had like this GTS stats thing that would like rate like which Pokemon were the most traded and stuff, and Magnemite was always at the top. And it was funny because it's like Magnemite and then like a bunch of legendary Pokemon and then like Eevee and stuff like that, but it's Magnemite is up at the top.
I don't know, I'm hearing all these Pokemon names and all I could think is Sparkupine.
Sporkupine. Sporkupine.
Sporkupine.
Sparkupine and Sporkupine.
Yes.
You can have Sparkupine, I'll take Sporkupine.
It has like very shallow spikes on its back, like
and like
it's got lightning bolt shaped spikes on the back.
Well, that would be Sparkupine. See, Sporkupine is shaped like a spork. Like it has like very shallow little.
No, he's got What he's got is like his back is like smooth, but then like up at the front, like over his head, there's like little jagged edges.
I
And that's how his hands are shaped too. Like his hands are just two little ones of that. Clawed things, but they're also good at scooping.
Yes. I did I only recently saw Wall-E for the first time, and I really enjoyed the part where he gets the spork and he just like looks back and forth like, which pile does it go in?
That's adorable. I love that movie. It's just the cutest thing.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
But then again, I'm a Pixar fangirl, so I will pretty much say pretty much any of their movies is good. I do not care what people say about Cars 2. I still like it.
I liked Cars 2. I didn't think it was the best Pixar movie, but I liked it.
No, not by a long shot, but it was still pretty good.
I liked Cars 1 better.
Yeah.
But I thought they were going to make a Cars TV show, because it always seemed like they were gearing up to do it. Because they like started doing shorts on Disney Channel a little bit after. And then it just like never really happened. But it always seemed like they were gearing up for it. Like trying to create like a sort of, like try to work on creating the world a little bit more. But I guess they decided that they were going to make more movies since they're making Cars 3 now.
Yeah.
Video games.
Cars had a video game.
Did it?
Yeah. It was like the
Was it
plot
a
of the
racing
video
game?
game was like, yes. No, Jeddy, it was actually an RPG. A tactical RPG like Fire Emblem and Advance Wars. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, the Wii U Virtual Console is coming out with Game Boy Advance games.
Oh, wow.
And Advance Wars is one of them. And Advance Wars is like one of the most fun games of my childhood because it had local multiplayer. And it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to buy it. Because, like, you can play with, you just take, because it's a tactical RPG, so you just take turns. Like, you can just hand the Game Boy off to someone. So you could just hand the Wii gamepad off to someone while you're playing it. And it's not like Fire Emblem where, like, you have to care about the people in your army. Because in Fire Emblem, all of the people in your army, every single unit is a character.
Yeah.
So if they, like, die, they, like, die and they're gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, you feel bad. Because they'll, like, have last words and everything, and so you have to restart. Because also, if your characters die, you're basically dead.
Yeah.
Because you really need all of them. Which is one of the things I didn't really like about Fire Emblem. Or at least the one I played. I think in other games they let you play without that being a problem. They're just out for that battle.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But with Advance Wars, they're just, faceless infantry. And so you can dispose of them at your wish. And I don't know. I enjoy it more because I don't have to feel bad about anything I do. All right. Well, more video games. I already talked about the ones I'm playing.
I thought we had a top. Oh, there's a topic that I asked Jeddy about.
Yeah.
The supposed virtual reality wars.
Oh yeah, Oculus Rift and then Sony's virtual reality thing.
Well, everyone's upset that Oculus Rift got bought by Facebook.
Yeah, see...
That's been a big stink.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I can kind of understand it when you consider that, like, people invested their Kickstarter money and then Oculus Rift just gets bought for, like, a couple billion.
Yeah.
Like, why did we give our hard-earned money to this when you guys just get, billions thrown at you, just like a giant dump truck full of dollars?
It's okay, buying stuff out is, the latest trend. Take Disney, for example, buy Maker Studios.
Well,
And
I guess I also wonder, like, what Facebook's plan for Oculus Rift really is.
Right, and a lot of people are saying that they're canceling their pre-orders, which I kind of, you should, first of all, there's no benefit to pre-ordering anything unless it actually comes with specific benefits.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't give you a specific benefit, there's no reason to pre-order something unless you're worried that it's going to be out of stock.
Yeah, I mean,
but still,
wanting to...
Now it isn't, though. It's obviously not going to be, because it's losing to First of all, there's the competition. Second of all, people are losing interest a lot because of this deal with Facebook. And so they're kind of jumping out of the pre-orders because they don't know where it's going to go now. Because Facebook is talking about treating it like a social thing.
Yeah, that it.
Or that it'll be re-optimized for social experiences rather than gaming experiences.
Yeah, I doubt that. When it comes to virtual reality, I sort of see it like finally somehow ending up sort of like Sword Art Online. Except I see a couple issues with that. Think about it this way. You really think our world is that peaceful enough that they'll just let people sit there and like completely defenseless while they're in game? I mean, some random guy could come up to somebody, like, steal everything, stab them, and you don't even know
Fuck
it's...
your house.
We're still in the game! Woo! You just log off, it's like...
I think it would log you off if you died. Like, I just get the idea that, like...
You just get a little chip in everybody gets a little chip in their head that, like, deletes their Facebook account when they die.
Ooh, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think you would be in the game, and then when you go log out, be like, surprise, I'm dead, I've been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't somehow.
You've been... Or maybe it sends, like, a notification, it's like, you've been dead for 6.5 hours! Maybe you should log off!
Oops, hold on, I need to check.
I'm just speaking in a realistic term. I'm not trying to creep people out. I'm just saying, like...
That's still creepy.
Well...
Oh, sorry, I should leave now.
I mean, okay, when I was excited about Oculus Rift. I mean, obviously I voted for it in the GameCola End of the Year Awards or whatever. And then when I heard about Sony's thing, I was like, why are they even bothering? Like, Oculus Rift already has the fan base and stuff. Like, why bother trying to compete? That seems silly. And then it was like the next day I heard about the Facebook thing and I was like, well, looks like Sony's got it going on then.
Maybe they
Sony's
agreed to it.
I don't know.
Sony and Facebook
They might have
got
caught wind of
together.
it. I mean, there's a chance that somehow they caught wind of the deal.
Oh yeah, and they were like, oh, let's hop on this. Well, like, people want virtual gaming. Like, let's... If they're not going to get it from Facebook. Because I feel like Facebook, like, what they said sounded like they wanted to make, like, Second Life, except, like, you're actually in the game. But
Yeah, like the stereotypical game that's always on the TV shows where it's like, this guy's obsessed with a game where he has a second life. It's like, there aren't really games like that.
but there could be now.
Yeah, but there aren't, and this is kind of going off the virtual reality thing, but there aren't like games where it's like you just be a normal person except you're in a video game. Like, it's usually stuff like World of Warcraft or Star Wars: The Old Republic or
I mean,
what's that? EVE Online, or like you're doing like spaceships or magic and stuff. There's not really one where you're just a normal guy. It's like, oh, this is my other normal guy life.
The Sims?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Well,
With The Sims, you don't play as like,
yeah, it's not you.
it's
Yeah,
you
good point.
controlling like a group of people.
But what about...
That's more like a world creation game.
that's like the only video game I've played in the past month.
Like, I mean, Second Life, like, I don't know, like, I only played Second Life for, like, a couple hours back when it was, like, first coming out, and all I ever think of it as is, like, a place for, like, furries to go log in and talk to each other.
Yeah, I think I've seen bits of that, but even that's like not really that popular, is it?
It apparently is, like, really popular with, like, some weird subset of not quite gamers, but just people who they want, like, an extended chat room with actions and, like, role play abilities. Like, I guess, like, it wouldn't really be like you just log on and you're like, hey, I'm Joe, I'm a baker. Like,
I bake things.
like,
Yeah.
you go on in order to be like, well, I've created this little room where I've, like, customized everything so that, like, I'm a furry and, like, I live in this medieval house. Like, I have a castle that I built or whatever. Like, I don't really know. And then, like, you invite people in and they're like, I'm a vampire. Oh, well, hello, I'm a, like, medieval fox man. Like, and, like, I don't know, like... I don't really want to, like, make fun of it because I guess this is people like that stuff. It's fine.
I'm a Sporkupine.
Yes. A popular subgenre of furries.
That's gonna be in the title, right?
Sporkupine.
Sparkupine,
so.
Sporkupine.
Oh.
You say Sparkupine, I say Sporkupine.
Hold on, let me
That should be the podcast title.
go. I'm gonna Google search. Okay, which should I search for first, Sparkupine or Sporkupine?
So,
Start with Sparkupine and leave. I feel like Sporkupine has the more potential to be like funny.
Yeah.
Like Sparkupine could be like an actual thing.
Okay, by the time that I type Sparku in, Sparkupine does come up as a suggested.
What is it
Apparently, there's something called Miscrits.
called? What
Miscrits.
That sounds remotely interesting.
is it like?
Worldofmiscrits.com, Sparkupine.
Is that like a Neopets webkin sort of thing?
I guess so. Hold on. What even? I don't even know what I'm like. Sorry. Weakwill. Here, hold on. I'm gonna go to the page. I'm gonna send you the link. The Sparkupine. Sparkupine, Flintback, Fire Prick, Weakwill.
It's a fire. It looks like it's a fire.
Yeah,
thing.
I guess spark, like flame.
Oh boy.
I was thinking electric.
Yeah.
I
me too.
just found some more stuff about the whole virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is definitely.
Apparently Microsoft now has their own virtual reality thing.
They are late to the game for everything. I mean, the Zune or the Windows Phone.
All right, this is
Well,
like.
from what
I'm just looking at your thing, Jeddy, that you said the world of Miscrits. I think it's like one of those Facebook Pokemon ripoffs.
Hold on.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And then somebody does have a Sporkupine.
I want to see Sporkupine.
And hold on. I think I like this one better. Like, did it say potato-based spork?
Yeah, I think that's what it says.
But I think it's potato.
Potato.
Like potato.
Potato.
That's
can't
some
think
real
of
good
what
artwork
other-
there.
I can't think of what other word that could possibly be.
By the way, that's the article for that Microsoft virtual reality.
Hold on, sorry, I'm moderately distracted. Oh,
I think it would be hilariously ironic if Nintendo ended up being the last people to jump on the bandwagon of virtual reality.
I'd laugh if Nintendo is the one to dominate virtual reality.
wait.
Like everyone starts doing it and then they do it and it's like perfect.
Well, I mean, they already have kind of a head start with like motion controls.
Right, but everyone else has like Sony and Microsoft have like motion controls like developed. So like they have the technology to like they're not like at a disadvantage of like the technology to work in motion controls into their hardware because they have that. They have the Kinect and they have Move. I think Kinect ended up being like for none. I don't think any of them ever got like really good solid libraries. Well, I guess the Wii had like even the Wii didn't have like a solid library dedicated to motion control based stuff. Most of it was mostly supplementary. Most of the good games on the Wii either didn't really use motion controls or it was really supplementary.
Yeah.
But like the Kinect with the completely motion based games, I think the Kinect was functionally the best thing, but even still it didn't get a lot of great games for it that took advantage of it.
Video.
From what I can tell, I have an Xbox. I've never even used a Kinect. I should probably do that someday. Okay, so if they can make Kinect things that like can tell like if you move your hand like horizontally across, right? They can do that, right? Why don't they make like sliding doors that like move to the side if you like wave your hand across them like you're force opening the door?
That's DLC.
Like, why don't they do that like in real life? Like instead of having those things where it just opens when you get close, you should like wave your hand across it like you're using the force. You open the door.
Yes.
They're crushing our
They should-
dreams. Being
That
Jedi.
involves too much effort.
Well, like,
It's easier to just walk up. Because otherwise you just have to walk up, wave.
But like in like certain places where like you might not want to.
Yeah, well, if it's like really cold out or something, you don't want to get rid of all the air.
Yeah.
Like you don't want the door.
Every time someone gets
Like
close.
whenever like you walk by like a strip mall and every single door opens for you and you're like, sorry. No, but then again, I mean, like, I don't know, it seems like it would be more trouble than it would be worth. Like, at that point, why not just, like, put a button? Like, you push the button to open the door.
Maybe that takes too much effort. Or make it simulate that you're pushing a button.
You walk up to the motion control thing, you press the fake button, and it senses that you're making the pressing gesture.
I think I had one more topic I put on there. Let's see. It was, what makes a fan game fun for us?
fan game.
Taking...
Yeah,
Yeah.
like...
Good.
Oh, I was gonna say kind of like Mega Man Unlimited, how like what makes that fun as opposed to an original Mega Man game,
I mean,
or say like a fan-made Phoenix Wright game as opposed to the original series.
yeah, I guess doing things that the actual game's creators couldn't get away with, like you could make Phoenix and Maya canon. You could make Phoenix and Edgeworth canon.
Where's Diana?
She's not here. Miles Edgeworth.
She's off playing Phoenix Wright.
Yes, Miles.
You're saying that, and all I can remember is that one story from the fantasy fic, what is it?
Slash?
The Hacks and Slash, where it's like, and he said objection, and she said okay. And
I forgot about that one.
Oh, that was great. That was like, that's the great thing about that podcast was that the message I got from Michael came at like midnight, and that's how I started off my prom day.
It's a good way to do it.
Great.
we need to do another one of those. Is anyone working on one right now, or like
I
getting
was about
ready?
to ask that. Like, when's the next Hacks and Slash?
I think it's about time for another set of Sonic ones.
Like, the only one I remember was the one I was in. I think that was my first podcast.
The Legend of Zelda one.
Yep. And somebody, I don't remember who it was, but I remember somebody said I have a good voice.
I was actually talking to Michael about this before the podcast, back when he was saying that he might be able to come on. And he said that
I'm in charge?
well, basically, if you want to take the initiative and go and find the fan fictions to go over.
Yes! I'm in.
I've been looking for some good like
Perfect,
Kirby
go for it.
ones or stuff, but I haven't found something that will like last long enough. Because it has to be long enough too. Because like the best ones are the ones that it's either the ones that have like a bunch of like the Phoenix Wright ones. I felt some of them were a little hit and miss. Like the Phoenix said, "Let's go get a sandwich," and Maya said, "Okay," and so they went to get a sandwich and Phoenix thought the sandwich was good, so he ate the sandwich and he gave some to Maya, but Maya said she didn't want any, and Phoenix said okay.
I have an idea for one. I kind of want to do one with the Persona series, having a crossover of My Little Pony. For I don't know why.
Do you know of a fanfiction that does that?
It says here there's 10.
There are.
Well, that's the Persona series.
And it says here there's 10.
Oh, they have one with My Little Pony and Persona 4.
I'm gonna look through that Sonic one though again. I think it's about time, because I think we always said that we wanted to go back to Sonic, right?
Yeah, I mean,
You just
After-
need all of the Sonic
Yeah,
ones.
you can work on that one. I'm going to work on this
Well,
like-
Persona
'cause
one.
isn't there like an entire website just dedicated?
Yeah, the Sonic fan wiki.
Yeah, okay.
Where it was just like there were like millions.
Yeah, okay.
We thought we should just keep coming back to this like every once in a while.
That was so bad.
I will also say that when I searched for Sparkupine, the first two that came up were fan Sonic characters.
Of course
They were
were.
Sonic.
Well, no, okay.
I would've-
Hold on. Michaela the Porcupine by Skyward Spark 25, and then
Hold on. You just typed in Spark.
into Google image search, and then Linus the Porcupine. Oh,
You spell
Spark
Porcupine.
the Hedgehog by Linus the Porcupine. With the C.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh yeah, the first things I get are a bunch of. What was the first one you
So,
said?
okay, there's two. There's a like pinkish purple. And then
Yeah,
there's
Malenka.
Michaela. It's Michaela.
Michaela.
And then there's like
It's in cursive.
a black something
What?
holding an ice cream
What?
cone in like a floaty thing. Like
That thing is huge.
what?
The inner tube thing. That's
I
like
didn't.
that's not like a you hang out at the beach inner tube. That's like a life preserver that they throw to you if you're drowning.
I didn't type it into image search, so the first thing that comes up are the pictures, but then it says calories in porcupine meatballs, and I did not know those existed. I'm very confused.
Do I want to? Is this actually?
I'm
made out
Wait,
of-
what did you do?
Just go to web.
Calories? in
No, okay, you just search for Spark
Oh.
Porcupine and it comes up with calories in porcupine. It's like, did they actually?
It's on a website called Sparkupine.
Yeah, but is this actually made out of porcupine meat?
I wonder.
Calories in porcupine meatballs.
It's slow
There's like no nutrients. in
porcupine
this.
hamburger with bun.
I think this is made out of the meat of a small animal. That's not cool.
Hold on, okay. I'm
I
gonna
don't
go-
like this. I don't like the internet
Hold on.
anymore.
Give me a second. I'm gonna search for porcupine meatballs.
I don't want to know.
Okay, I don't
Porcupine.
think. Okay, they seem to be meatballs with something spiky coming out of them. Like, is it rice?
Okay.
Hold on, let me.
Okay, so they're not actually made out of porcupine.
Yeah.
They're just spiky. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, here. How to make
Yeah.
porcupine
A pound of ground
meatballs.
beef, 1 cup uncooked white rice. I think it's just that like the rice is pointy and makes it look.
Mhm. There's
They're
no
lying.
meat. There's no meat in.
So there's
Oh wait,
no-
okay, yeah, extra lean ground
Yeah,
beef.
but there's
yeah.
no porcupine
There's
meat.
no. Okay, good. Like poor porcupine.
Okay.
He just wanted to be spiky and live his life.
Sorry.
But yeah, there were still like 13 chapters, like at least in that one little section we had. We could just get everyone to reprise their roles.
I'm just remembering now the part where they did go to the beach, and that there was a character there who didn't do anything. He just like said halfway through like, "I'm lying on the beach wearing sunglasses" or something stupid. Like that was it.
Well, there was the one guy who was just sitting there, and he's like, "Hey, Darkstorm, you should come play with us." And then Darkstorm turns into.
That's
Godzilla.
right. Yes. Sorry. Yes, that would be.
It's like Darkstorm, you're destroying everything again.
You're scaring the children. It's just like, whatever.
I think this would be worth revisiting, seeing if there's any updates.
We need to look through those again.
Oh gosh,
Those were fun.
I like the ones that are like one big, they're not really coherent, but try to be one big coherent story. Like the Metroid one where it was just like, and then like the last one they tried to tie everything together.
Even though it was like clearly said that this had happened in the past, and they brought
It went into a prologue, and then the prologue ended up being after the beginning,
Yeah.
and they just never really addressed it. Good times. You should go watch those, audience,
Yeah, you
after
should.
this,
Yes.
because they're funny. Take it from someone who is definitely not biased.
Not at all.
Hacks and slash.
It's fun.
Some slorsh.
For-
Hex and Slash, associated with GameCola. GameCola, associated with the internet.
I think we're a subsidiary of Disney now, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
What makes you say that?
I thought that's what we said at the beginning.
Oh yeah, because I'm a partner with Disney, and then yeah. Does that mean we have to end the podcast with some sort of like Mickey impersonation?
No.
Oh boy! That was a wonderful podcast.
Yep.
That's a wrap. See you guys later. No.
The end.
Wait, we need to say like
Actually
where to
end it.
go. We need to
need
tell
to say
them what
goodbye.
to
I
do.
need to go to
I did
Disney
it at the
World.
beginning. I don't want to go to Disney World.
Hey, I can hook you guys up.
I've been there like 3 times in my life actually.
Every time I went, I don't remember it. Except the one time when it was like, I was in space, like that space area.
That one time I was in space.
I went to.
That one
It was
space area.
Disney.
But it was like starting to rain, and then after a while it started downpouring. There was like thunder and stuff.
That's every.
I
That
hated
is every day in Florida. Like, just so you know, like.
Oh, sorry.
No, okay, like people always talk about like, oh man, I wish I lived in Florida. The weather's so beautiful. No, it rains every day in summer. Like you could probably set your clock by like, oh, it's raining. It's 4 o'clock. Like
Does it rain like every day at 4?
basic, like
What part of
You got
Florida
the
is
time?
this?
Yeah, it's a half past the raindrop.
no, like and okay, in Florida there is no such thing. Like when I used to live in New York, there was the concept of quote a drizzle. There is no drizzle, there's no like mist or fog. There is insane like unearthly downpour and then like suddenly it's over.
And what parts of Florida is
I'm
this?
in Orlando.
Okay. Because we vacationed at Hollywood Beach this spring break, and it didn't rain that much. I don't think it might have rained one day.
Well, okay, like spring break is in like a couple of weeks ago or like within the last. Okay,
Yeah.
because the thing is, there's like 2 seasons in Florida. There's like 3 months which could be considered quote winter, where it's like dry and like I can't say that it's cool because we'll have like 3 days where it's 54 during the day and like 42 at night, and then the next day is 85. And then it'll go down and be like 65, 72, and then like 90.
Yeah, this was like near the beginning. It was like maybe the second week of, I think the second week of, no, it was, yeah, the second week of March.
Okay, because like during summer, like the other 9 months of the year, it is just insane heat, like horrible humidity. Basically, like when I used to live in New York, again, I remember days it would be like 92 and I would sit with the window open and like a fan blowing and I'd be like, it's kind of hot, like maybe I'll like have a milkshake. Here in Florida, there is no escape from the heat. Like
There is no milkshake.
like if you
The milkshake is a lie.
like in New York, if you just like sat in the shade or something, it was nice. No, like the only like way to get away from it is having air conditioning. Like there is no other way to avoid dying.
It's like the opposite in Michigan during the summer. It's like, I love going up to, like, you think, oh, Michigan is like cold and
Yeah.
stuff. And it is like during like the winter and stuff. But like during the
Yeah.
summer, it hits like that perfect point of, if you want to be warm, you sit in the
Yeah.
sun. If you want to be cool, you sit in the shade. It's like hit that perfect
Yeah.
balance.
And my friend said this like sometime a year or 2 ago, and he's just like, Cleveland has two seasons, winter and orange cone season. There's so much construction that goes on, and it's really annoying. Every damn summer.
No, Florida has, or I mean Orlando, it's oddly it's not like a really big city, but it's very large. Like it's not like saying New York City, you go downtown and there's like millions of people, but it's huge. Like when I talk to people, they say, "Oh yeah, I live in Orlando." I say, "Oh, I live in Orlando too. Like what part of Orlando do you live in?" And I'm like, "Well, I live in Altamont and they live almost in Kissimmee, which means that it's like 30 miles away and like an hour and a half of driving through traffic." So like, yeah, we
Yeah.
quote both live in Orlando.
I live in the greater Atlanta area,
Oh.
is what it's called. So like that covers a lot of ground.
Yeah. No,
So
it's the same in
it's
Orlando.
like,
I don't actually live in the city of Cleveland. I live like somewhere around it, like maybe 30 minutes away from Cleveland.
Yeah.
So.
We have an airport though. That's what oh goodness. It's not like I was thinking of it and I thought it's Futurama. But the first thing that popped into my mind was Back to the Future.
Close enough.
But like that's what Futurama taught me, is that Atlanta just has an airport. Because they had that one episode where they went to the lost city of Atlanta underwater.
Yes.
We have the World of Coke too, and then that's, I think, literally it. Because one time we had this guy from my family is friends with a French family that like my grandfather did a foreign exchange program with like a long time ago, and one of their sons visited for a part of the summer. So we're like, oh yeah, we'll take him to all the cool places in Atlanta. We went to the World of Coke and then did like literally no other sightseeing. There's like nothing like here that's like an attraction. Yeah. It's
where is
like
this?
the world. You've got the World of Coke, the greater Atlanta area.
Oh.
So basically Atlanta.
I don't know why I thought you were saying Michigan. I was like, wait a second.
I talked about Michigan earlier.
Oh.
I don't live there, but I have family there.
So there you go, viewers out there. You know where I am, so
just check Michigan.
Don't stalk me.
Just check Michigan.
Unless you sign a waiver, of course.
Sign a waiver to stalk people?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's a thing.
It's weird. It's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing. Want to know what else is a weird thing?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was just noticing that, like, I guess I forgot that we started this at like 11:30, and I was like, how is it? How is it 1 a.m.?
Can I say something before we end? Hashtag Sporkupine.
We're ending?
Are we?
I'm just saying before we end it. I'm not saying we have to end it now. I'm just wanting to get that in so people can tweet it and it be trending worldwide.
Porcupine. You have to, Jeddy, you have to call the podcast. You say Sparkupine, I say Sporkupine.
We should all tweet that like when we get off this call.
I might as well do that, yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say, yeah, I might actually do that.
I'm going to tweet it right now.
Sporkupine. Like, I think I'm going to draw, like...
Team Sporkupine. Hashtag Team Sporkupine.
Sporkupine.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry. What was the name of that game? There's an Xbox Live indie game, Pokemon ripoff. Critter. Hold on. Oh no, come on. What is the name? Critter Skitter or something?
Yeah, what's up with all this talk on Twitter about an earthquake?
Is there?
California, probably.
It's too bad Michael... if we had Michael Gray here, we could be hearing the earthquake. Oh, wait, hold on, sorry. Oh, Critter Skater. Hold on, okay, here we go. You guys, I want you to look at Critter Skater. 30-plus lives, high-score critters, sheep. Do you want Doberleaf as your starter?
No.
Doberleaf.
A wild critter appeared and eat you. Like, okay, just...
Where are you seeing
these? Do you see where...
You click on that. Oh, is it the image?
Yeah, like,
thing?
okay, you see where it says, like, 30 levels, whatever, and you can click to the right?
Yeah.
A wild critter appeared and eat you.
This is
like
really a game on
bad?
Xbox?
Fight of Flea. This is a game for sale for $1 on the Xbox.
Can we get it on sale for 50 cents?
I think I might have the demo version or not the demo, the test version somewhere around here. I think I might have deleted it, though. Because being a developer, I can play test the games. Also, I like that it says, can you find the way out? And then he explicitly points, like, it's here.
Get to the portal, fight the wild critters. This looks like it was made in Game Maker. Or RPG Maker, rather.
Contains JRPG, train your critter to... Wait, hold on. Puzzle running game, find the end portal, beat the game. Contains JRPG, train your critter to defend you from wild attacks. Can you train your critter to level 99?
No.
I just,
Violence, 0 out of 3. Sex, 0 out of 3. Mature content, 0 out of 3.
Yes.
Rated T.
Is this one of those games that's trying to be like the zombie? What was that zombies game?
Which one?
The the really popular
I made a
one.
game with zombies in it.
It's like, yeah, is this like one of those games that's trying to be that? Because it looks like it's intentionally bad.
I don't know, but have you seen the rest of what's on Xbox Live Indie Games?
Right, but I thought that was like the point, like that people are just trying to make a game that looks really bad. Be like, I made a game with zombies in it.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I know what you're getting at, but like, I feel like most of them are legitimately bad.
I remember there was this one game on Xbox Live Marketplace that I downloaded a while back when I still had the 360. And it was really cool because it was like sort of like Game Maker, a 3D version where you can create your own RPG from scratch and actually use your avatar to actually play the game when you were done with it. Can't remember the name of it though, but it was really cool.
No, I mean, there are plenty of Avatar games on Xbox Live Indie Games. Like, I'm not surprised that is a thing.
Hashtag Sporkupine!
Team Sparkupine.
Sporkupine. Sporkupine.
That should be GameCola's new logo.
Jesus.
Cheese nips.
Jesus.
So is this podcast come to a close?
I think it might be. I think we might be wrapping up.
All right, well, I think that was a pretty good podcast. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
No problem.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. If you are fans of GameCola, make sure to check out our actual internet website, GameCola.net. You can also check us out on YouTube, gc.net. It's the letters G, the letter C, and the word dot and the word net. We're also on Twitter at GameCola. We're on Facebook. Just search for GameCola. We're on Tumblr, gamecola.tumblr.com. We're not on LiveJournal. We're not on MySpace. We're not on OkCupid. We're not on LinkedIn. Have I missed something?
I'm on Tumblr. Follow me.
I don't think we have a
Random
Pinterest.
memes.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
I'm on
I don't think
Tumblr too.
We don't have a Pinterest, do
I don't
we?
think so.
We're not
Probably not, but I
interested
have
in that.
posted something about GameCola on. I think I did. I want to check that.
I don't even really know what Pinterest is. Like, I know that it exists.
It's like, I think it's like for pictures.
Oh, yeah, we're not on Instagram.
I don't know what that
Snapchat.
is.
Or Vine.
Or Vine.
Right.
But we are on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, and the internet.
iTunes.
And for those of you who are a fan of fictional creatures, please feel free to put hashtag Sporkupine.
Sparkupine.
There's a
Porcupine. But we also have iTunes. The iTunes.
That's true. If you're listening to the podcast.
Rate us.
Yeah.
Oh, if you like us, rate us highly. If you don't like us, we don't have an iTunes podcast.
Yeah, don't try search.
Rate us highly anyway.
If you don't like us, don't try searching. I'll just tell you now that we're not on there. But if you do like us, you can search.
we may or may not be
you
there.
can search for GameCola Podcast.
So I did look it up. I didn't post something about GameCola. I posted something about voice actor Rob Paulson's.
I can see how you could mix
Podcast?
those up. Oh, okay.
But no, like the only two that I was listening
Okay.
to at that time in my life, which was like probably a year ago, today actually probably. And I think I tagged GameCola in the pin. But there are some people who did pin some stuff and tag GameCola.net, and then there's GameCola.com has their own.
GameCola.
Is GameCola.com still a thing?
Yeah,
I thought like they stopped being a thing for a while.
they've gone out and come back as different businesses.
They're back.
What are they now?
Well, I thought it was.
Because before they were like
I thought it was-
they were like a mini clip, like Addicting Games sort of
Yeah, well,
ripoff.
feel,
Yeah,
just
that's
feel
what
the
they are.
taste of free games or something.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
But anyway, this
Oh yeah, we were
this
finishing.
podcast is over. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for listening. Goodbye, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
I forgot. Did we spell Sporkupine with a K or a C?
Yeah, I was doing it with a K. Oh, okay, sorry. This comes up with even more weird stuff.
With the K or with
With the C, there's an entirely different world than the other Sparkupine. Like,